All right, welcome to the video. Super excited for this today. It's a serious video. That's why I've got the blue light blockers on. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to go from $0 to $30,000 per month in the most efficient way possible using an agency. So if you already have an agency, this will be a really good refresher. But if you're maybe thinking about starting an agency or you're looking for the best business model to start going into 2025, this will be the most valuable video you watch all year. In either case, you want to make sure you stay till the end of the video. So if you need to pause the video now and go get a glass of water or a cup of coffee, do it. We're going to be diving into some pretty deep stuff here. So this is the 30K per month blueprint and how you can go from $0 to $30,000 per month using an agency. So if you don't know me, my name is John Danes, and I was able to get my agency from $0 to $2 million per year in less than 10 months. And throughout my agency journey, I've closed 771 clients. I've worked with some of the biggest names in the agency space. And most importantly, I've spent over $1 million of my own cash that I have made on courses, masterminds, and advertising to figure out the fastest and most profitable way to scale a marketing agency. And that's really what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. But I won't bore you with too much background on me. I just want to say one last thing. It is possible. A lot of people wonder, is it really possible? Can it actually happen? And in my life, it absolutely has. In 2018, I was repairing phones, making $10 per hour. This is me literally repairing phones. This is me in 2021 with one of my best friends, Adam, who was my business partner. And we had a multi-million-dollar business before my 21st birthday. So it is absolutely possible. And that's what I'm going to be covering in today's video. So I want to start with the end in mind and talk about why 30K a month is really what you need to be aiming for when it comes to starting your agency. A lot of gurus have pushed this narrative of $10,000 per month and saying that's the goal with online business or with an agency, but I've actually found it's the equivalent of hell when it comes to scaling an agency. And throughout this video, I'm probably going to shift your paradigm because you might be watching this video right now aiming at $10,000 a month, and I'm going to explain to you why $10,000 a month is really not that much money, regardless of where you live in the world. So let's talk about why. Because at 10K a month, which I'll show in just a minute, you aren't making a lot of money after your expenses, and you're really working yourself to the bone. So you have no time and not much money either. So you can't enjoy the money you're making because you're working 24/7, and you really don't have a whole lot of money to enjoy. At 10K a month, you don't have leverage. Maybe this is a new concept for you, but leverage is what you're looking to build. You're looking to create leverage. Leverage is the key to unlocking all the things that you want in life: financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. You can't do these things without leverage. So I always like to use the example of Jeff Bezos. If he goes and takes a month off or a few months off and takes a hiatus, his company is still going to grow because he has leverage. He has people and systems in place that are going to allow his business to grow without him physically being there. And that's really what you're trying to create when building a business. So when you don't have leverage, you don't have time, and you don't have money to spend to, again, buy back your time in the form of hiring people or building systems. And this is why all the gurus are wrong when they say that 10K a month is the answer. If you only want to hit 10K a month, I'll be super candid with you. I am not your guy. If 10K a month is your goal, I think that is a ridiculously small goal, and I think you should leave the video now. I want to show you how to get to 30K a month, and I want to get you there in the fastest way possible, and then I want to help you get past 30K a month. And that's really what I'm trying to lay the foundation for in this video. Again, I want to get you to 30K a month, and I want to do it in the shortest time possible. The reason 30K a month is a really good number is because you're actually making real money and you have a real business. Agency is a very rare business where you don't have a ton of expenses. And speaking from personal experience, my expenses were virtually the same whether I had 10 clients or whether I had 50 clients, aside from, spending money on marketing, which was of course profitable. So let's break down the math. This is what a pretty typical $15,000 per month agency would look like. So you have 10 clients, each client is paying $1,500 a month. You have a media buyer who is running the ads for the clients and actually generating the results for them. They're making 10% of your total revenue, which is $1,500. You have an operations and systems person who's on a fixed salary of $2,500 per month. They're making sure things aren't breaking and making sure the agency is running smoothly. You have 2 virtual assistants who are doing outreach. They each get paid $800 a month, which is $1,600 total. You have 2 virtual assistants who are assisting with client work. Let's just say they're calling the leads that your media buyer is generating through the ad campaigns. They're at $1,600 a month because there's 2 of them. And then your software costs are fixed at $500 a month. That means your total expenses, aka your burn, is $7,700 a month. So you're making $15K, you're spending $7,700, leaving you with $7,300 in profit. That means your margin is is 48.67%. So let's talk about on the personal side. Your business income is $15,000 a month. Your business expenses are $7,700 a month, and your personal expenses are $3,000 a month. One thing that you should be aiming for is to have 3 months of both personal and business expenses set aside. So that would be a total savings goal of $32,100. 3 months of business expenses is $23,100. 3 months of personal expenses is $9,000. That basically means that your surplus of what you're making with your business minus what you're spending on your business and your personal life is only $4,300 per month. You're only able to put away $4,300 per month. So if you have $4,300 per month and you want to save $32,000, it's going to take you 7.5 months just to save 3 months of business and personal expenses if you maintain the same income. When I input this formula into ChatGPT said, if you want to save that money, you need to make more money or you need to decrease your expenses. And candidly, those expenses are actually pretty standard. A lot of agencies that we work with and that we audit have more expenses than that at $15K a month. And also, spending $3,000 per month is not a lot of personal spend. Most nice apartments in the US alone are $3,000 a month. So that's a pretty conservative estimate. So if you're only making $15K and that's what your margins look like, in order to save just 3 months of business and personal expenses, it's going to take you 7.5 months, and that's going to have you living really conservatively. So even at $15K a month, you're really not making as much as you think. Let's reverse it. Let's say you have 20 clients at $1,500 a month and you're making $30K a month. Well, your media buyer is making 10% of your total revenue, so they're making around $3K. Your operations and systems person is on a fixed salary of $2,500 per month. Again, you have 2 virtual assistants at $1,600 for your outreach. You have 2 virtual assistants at $1,600 for your client work, and your software costs are pretty much the same. This means your burn on $30K a month is only $9,200. That's leaving you at $20,800 in profit. That means your profit margin is 70%. Now, look, don't get scared here. We're just crunching numbers. So if you don't have $8,000 a month to burn, don't worry, you can still get started with an agency. It's really a very affordable business model to start with, and it's very profitable. But marketing agency is a rare business where, again, you're going to grow with time. So marketing agency expenses are practically fixed. So as you get more clients, then your expenses raise. But the main variable is that you have to get really good at acquiring clients so you can build a profitable business. The only difference between the person with 20 clients and the person with 10 is the person with 20 is just better at acquiring clients than the person with 10. The numbers would tell us that that person is twice as good. Now that we've done some of the business math, we know how much money you're making. Let's talk about the personal math, because that's ultimately what matters. You know, they say revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. I tend to agree. So at 20 clients, you really have your dream life. When you have 20 clients at 70% margins, you're making around $20K a month. So for a second, let's talk about what your life would actually look like at $20K a month in income. So let's break down all of your expenses. So you have about 7 things that you're typically going to spend money on. You have your taxes and your mandatory contribution. So that's pretty much fixed at $4,160 per month. That's 20% of your total profit. Let's say you have a nice apartment for $3K a month. Let's say you invest for safety $5K a month in the S&P 500. Let's say you have a nice car, you know, a Tesla, a BMW, a Mercedes. Let's say that's around $1,000 a month. Let's say you give $1,500 per month to charity. You save $3,000 a month. And for leisure and lifestyle, you spend $3K per month. That would have your total expenses around $20,660. But look, it's not really as they seem, because you're investing $5K a month and you're saving $3K a month. So really, your expenses are only like $12,660, which is taxes included. Again, at $30K per month, you have your dream life. You have absolutely everything you want. You have a nice apartment. You have a nice house. You're giving money to charity. You have a lot of money set aside for fun. You have money set aside for taxes. You are investing in the S&P 500. You're saving money. You are really able to build a good life at $30K a month. But the most important thing that $30K a month is going to allow you to do is present you with 2 choices and options in the business context. So option number 1 is to continue letting your agency sustain itself. You close enough clients to make up for churn. Churn basically just means the clients that are leaving each month. So let's say that's 2 to 3 per month. And you can be a chillionaire. You know, you're not aiming to be a millionaire, you're just aiming to be a chillionaire. Someone who enjoys life, travels, doesn't work too hard, and just kind of lets their agency run itself, which agencies are a really great business model to do that. Then you can double down as well and take your agency to 100K plus per month. You can bring on a sales team, you can run ads, and you can build a real organization. This is the path that I chose to take. So I went from 0 to 30K. 30K to 50K, 50K to 100K, and then I went from 100K to 200K a month plus, but I had to get to 30K a month first. Because getting to 30K a month is when you're figuring it out. You have to master and get good at 3 things. You don't even really have to master 3 things. You just have to get decent at 3 things, and that's what you're doing on your way to 30K a month. And we're gonna talk about what those things are now. I want you to remember this acronym. If you take any notes from the video today, just write down BMCCKC. And this is really the reason that you're not there yet, because you haven't figured out these 3 things. Agency, again, is a very simple business model where you only have to get good at 3 things. Number 1 is BM, which is booking meetings. That's getting meetings on the calendar with prospective clients to sell your services to. CC is closing clients. That's actually closing the clients that are on the calendar. And KC is keeping clients, making sure the clients you're closing are staying and paying. But let me explain this to you in a little different way. Just like everything else in life, if you're really good at one, it can make up for your deficiency in the other. So think about our friend, Mr. Pete Davidson here, okay? He's really funny, he's pretty famous, he's not very attractive, but he's still a hit with the ladies. That's him and Kim Kardashian. He's really good at a few things, which ultimately make up for his deficiency in other things. So meaning, if you're really good at booking meetings, but you're not great at closing clients, your ability to generate tons of meetings will actually make up for your deficiency in closing clients. If you're really good at booking meetings and closing, but you're not very good at keeping them, it actually makes up for itself. So your main goal should be just get to like a 5 or 6 out of 10 on all 3 of these, and you can really scale to 30K per month and beyond. In my own personal experience, any problem that I ever had with my agency was related to one of these 3 important things. All right, so pillar 1, really the first thing that you need to get good at is booking meetings. I have advised and trained thousands of agency owners through my own business and through other businesses, and what I've seen is most people struggle with booking meetings, which is getting meetings on the calendar. Your first objective is to get sales calls on the calendar to pitch your agency services. What you need here is a solid, cold-friendly offer that signals to your prospects that they're gonna get results with little to no risk. Here's the offer I started with. It was 15 to 20 booked appointments in 90 days or your money back. This offer conveyed to the prospect that there were really 2 outcomes. Either the prospect got results or they got their money back. One reason that outbound does not work is the offer. And 90% of client acquisition for your agency comes down to the offer. But many agency owners really just skip out on this. They think it's the platform, but they don't understand it's really your offer. So you need to become fanatical about building a solid, scalable, cold-friendly offer. The better the offer, the more outbound channels you're going to be able to get to work. So we have direct channels like cold calling and cold messaging. We have social media outreach like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. But just remember, the better the offer, the more the outreach is going to work. So if you ever found yourself wondering, why does insert outreach method work for insert agency owner, but not me? It's simply because they have a better offer. Now here's a bit of a ninja tip. You need to figure out where your ideal clients hang out. And this is where niche research comes into play. So if you're working with real estate agents, a lot of real estate agents love Facebook and Instagram. You should probably stick more to those platforms when it comes to outreaching, because that's where they hang out. The more you learn about your niche and you learn about their habits, the easier it's gonna be to find them and sell them. So the goal is to find a niche, build a cold-friendly offer, and just do more outreach than literally anyone else. This is by far the most unsexy part of scaling an agency, but it is the most necessary. Once you validate your offer and your messaging scripts and you're consistently booking 2 to 3 appointments per day, you can transition the outreach to a virtual assistant and begin booking appointments on autopilot. This is the leverage aspect we talked about. This is you buying back your time so you can chill and so you can focus on other things and still scale your business. So you have to validate this first. After you do, then you pass it to a virtual assistant. So now that we're booking appointments, we need to close them. So this brings us to the second gambit, which is closing clients. Objective is to turn those booked meetings into closed clients. My rule of thumb is if it's inbound, meaning they reach out to you, you can go for a 1-call close. If it's outbound and you reach out to them, which is what we're doing here, you need to go for a 2-call close. So here's what's going to typically happen on that first call. You're going to build some rapport. You're going to qualify them. You're going to identify their problem and their pain points. You're going to do a 60-second elevator pitch where you don't drop the price, and you're going to set up a second call on Zoom. On that second call, you're going to recap the first call. You're going to pitch your offer. I did this through a slide deck, and then you're going to close them. That's it. I don't want you to overcomplicate the process. I closed 771 clients doing this exact process. It really is simple once you understand. And this is where your offer is going to support you. The better your offer, the easier your sales calls are going to be. That's it. Again, don't overcomplicate the process. You need to have a good offer. You need to build pain points in that first discovery call. You need to build value in that second call, which is the pitch, and you need to show them that they'll make an ROI. If you do that, you're gonna close deals. But now that we've got some clients, it's time for the third piece, which is keeping those clients. Objective 3 is to keep your clients staying and paying as long as humanly possible. Here's what you're gonna need to do. You need to hire a talented media buyer with a good background and case studies. You need to onboard the client quickly and launch their service in less than 7 days. You need to get them good results and check in with them every 14 days, and you need to never let them go more than 24 hours without a question unanswered. Your clients are gonna get scared if you're going 24 hours or more without answering their questions or queries. So you need to make sure that your clients are being responded to within a 24-hour window. And most importantly, you need to make sure your media buyer is actually making the clients money. Is it simple? Yes, it's actually very simple. You really just need to do these 5 things and you will keep clients. But I'm oversimplifying it a little bit just for the sake of the video. Here's a really good few things to keep in mind. Your goal is simple. You need to focus 90% of your time on acquiring new clients, and you need to do these things in the order that I've laid out. The biggest problem that new agency owners make is they think that they need to become marketing experts. I talk to so many people that are saying, yeah, I'm spending time learning about marketing, and I'm trying to learn how to run Facebook ads, and I'm trying to become a good media buyer. That is not going to get you clients. This is why I would hire a performance-based media buyer, as we showed in the examples above, where they get 10% of any business that you close, so you can spend most of your time acquiring clients, and your media buyer can be spending their time servicing those clients so you can go out and close deals. 90% of your time as an agency owner needs to be spent on client acquisition. You only get clients when you play on offense. And a lot of new agency owners are trying to play on defense. If you're only playing on defense, you can never score points, just like in sports. This is where your time needs to be. 90% of it needs to be spent on acquiring new clients. But remember, you don't have a marketing agency. You have a sales business that sells marketing services. You need to make this perspective shift if you want to scale. Most people who are starting out are trying to be experts on day one. You really need to be comfortable scaling your agency without fully understanding the ads and how it works. You just need to be able to put a good offer out and get clients, and then let your media buyer do the heavy lifting. It blows people's minds when I say I closed 771 clients throughout the course of my agency, and I never once ran an ad for any of those clients. I had an outsourced media buyer from day one so they could focus on getting results and I could focus on getting clients. You make money with an agency when you're focused on client acquisition. If you only take one thing from this video, understand this: you need to acquire clients to scale. The hardest client to get is always going to be your first. You don't know what you're doing, you're scared, and you're feeding yourself these lies like, I don't have case studies. You need to power through, you need to tell yourself that it's possible, and I promise you, after you close your first client, it instantly becomes easier. The great Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, said your first 100K is the hardest. I say your first client is the hardest, because after you close that first client, everything gets infinitely easier. So look, agency is just a flywheel. You're going to be booking meetings, you're going to be closing clients, and you're going to be keeping them, and then you're going to keep repeating the flywheel. This really is the formula to scaling a successful agency to 30K per month and beyond. Let's talk about the math. This is the numbers that you need to be aiming for. You need to be aiming for 15 discovery calls per week. The show up rate, meaning how many people actually turn up to the calls, should be around 75%. From those calls that show up, you're going to book 9 demos per week. The show rate to the demos is going to be 75%. You need to be aiming to close those demos at 20%, and you're going to churn around 15% monthly. So let's do a quick summary. 15 discovery calls per week, 60 per month, with a 75% show rate. 45 of those calls are going to show up per month. From those discoveries, you're going to book 36 demos, and you're going to have 27 demos actually happen. 20% of 27 demos is 5 to 6 new clients per month. And again, you're probably going to lose 15% of those clients due to churn every single month. So let's do a month-by-month breakdown. Month 1, you acquire 5 new clients. That means you have 5 clients at the end of month 1. Month 2, you start with 5, you acquire 5 more, you lose 1. That means you have 9 at the end of month 2. Month 3, you have 9. You acquire 5 new. You lose 1 to 2. Let's say you have 13 at the end of month 3. Month 4, you start with 13, you acquire 5 new, you lose 2, you have 16 at the end of month 4. Month 5, you start with 16, you acquire 5 new, you lose 2, and you end with 19. Month 6, you start with 19, you acquire 5 new, you lose 3, and your total at the end of month 6, if you stay consistent with these numbers, is 21 clients. So the final outcome is, ta-da, 21 clients at $1,500 per month, which is $31,500 per month. All you have to do is hit these metrics. This is the formula for taking an agency from 0 to 30K per month. Now look, you have the game plan, you have the blueprint, you have the formula. You have 2 options now. Option A, go out and run this process by yourself. I'll warn you, you're gonna hit some bumps in the road. You're gonna have some bottlenecks. You're gonna struggle. You've never done this before. It'll be your first time doing it. Even if you follow this advice to a T, you're still gonna have bumps in the road. Now, option 2 is to say, hey, I want some help on this journey. And in my humble opinion, there is no one better to help you on this journey than our team at agencyclients.com. I scaled my agency to 200K per month. I spent over $1 million of my own cash on courses, masterminds, and advertising to figure out the fastest and most profitable way to scale an agency. And I'm now giving that exact blueprint and structure to the clients inside of AC. If you want the game plan, if you want the roadmap, if you want the blueprint, and you want me to hold your hand throughout this entire journey so you can get there in the fastest way possible, you're gonna find a link below this video to schedule in a call with our team. This is not your course or coaching program. This is one-on-one. I am going to be working one-on-one with you to help you go from 0 to $30,000 per month and help you execute this process perfectly. I've done this process. A lot of the clients in AC have done this process, and we're going to give you the blueprint to doing it, but most importantly, doing it in the fastest way possible. Now look, you can probably do this in a year or 18 months or 2 years. But what's the opportunity cost of getting there in a year or 2 years versus getting there in 3 months or 6 months? And that's what we give you inside of AC. We work one-on-one with you to help you build this process into your agency. Again, whether you already have clients or whether you're just starting out, and we build the formula and the blueprint to help you get to $30,000 per month. We're gonna help you write all of your scripts for your outreach. We're gonna help you build your offer. We're gonna help you build your sales call scripts. We're gonna show you how to hire and train media buyers so your clients actually get results. Now, you know what to do because I've just shared with you what to do in this video, but likely you don't know how to do it. You know what to do to get a 6-pack, but you probably haven't done it yet. You don't know how. So a lot of times, knowing what to do is only 20% of the battle. Knowing how to do it, and most importantly, how to do it in the quickest way possible, is the other 80%. And that's the 80% that we give you at AC. So if you want more information on how that works and you want to take your agency to 30K per month and beyond in the most efficient way possible, and you want results literally guaranteed because that's what we do, then click below this video, schedule in a free consultation with our team. We'll see if you're a fit for us to come in and work one-on-one with you and help you. I look forward to seeing you on a call, hopefully. I wish you the best of luck when it comes to scaling your agency. This business model changed my life. You know, throughout life, you have a few key decisions that you make that you look back and say, those decisions were really everything for me. And for me, starting an agency was one of those. And I hope that I can help you do the same. I hope that you can look back in 5 years and say, look, I'm so happy that I went on that journey to start an agency, because I promise you it is worth it. If I had to start from scratch and I had to do it again, I would do the exact same thing that I already did, which was start a marketing agency. It's the best business model on the planet. It's the most profitable business model on the planet, and it is the best model to start as a complete beginner from scratch. So if you want the game plan and you want the blueprint to going from 0 to 30K per month and beyond in the shortest time period possible, and you want to work one-on-one with me, click below, schedule in a demo with our team, and we'll see you there.